Did you know that India is the seventh largest country by area and the second most populous nation in the world, with over 1.4 billion people? It's a country full of history, culture, and innovation that has shaped the world in countless ways. But how did India go from being home to one of the world's oldest civilizations to becoming a global powerhouse? In this video, we'll journey through India's history, from the rise of the Indus Valley civilization to its modern-day advancements. We'll explore key moments like the rise and fall of empires, the impact of invasions, colonial rule, and how India has become one of the fastest-growing economies in the world. Let us dive in. The dawn of civilization, the Indus Valley. Around 4,500 years ago, in what is now modern-day Pakistan and northwest India, a remarkable civilization began to rise. This was the Indus Valley civilization, one of the world's earliest urban cultures. Can you imagine living in cities like Mohenjo-daro or Harappa, where streets were carefully planned, homes had bathrooms, and people traded with ancient civilizations like Mesopotamia? Isn't it amazing to think about how advanced they were, especially when you consider that they had no computers or modern technology? The cities had an intricate system of drainage, which was ahead of its time, and they even developed a writing system that remains undeciphered. But what happened to this great civilization? Why did it disappear without a trace? Some believe that climate change, a shifting river, or even attacks from outside invaders might have played a role. What do you think caused the fall of the Indus Valley civilization? It remains one of history's greatest mysteries. The Vedic period, a new way of life. After the collapse of the Indus Valley, another chapter in Indian history began, the Vedic period. This was when the Aryans, a group of Indo-European migrants, arrived in India and brought with them the sacred Vedas. These texts laid the foundation for Hinduism and influenced Indian culture for centuries. Have you ever wondered how the religion we know today evolved from these ancient writings? The Vedic period saw the rise of the caste system, which divided society into different classes based on birth. It was a time when kings, priests, and warriors shaped the future of India. But did the Aryans change everything? They didn't just bring religion, they brought a new way of life, from language to social structure. This period set the stage for a lot of the systems and beliefs we still see in India today. Do you think the caste system, which has evolved over time, is still relevant today, or has it caused more harm than good? The Mauryan Empire, the rise of great rulers. Next, we move into the Mauryan Empire, which started around 320 BCE. One of the most influential leaders in Indian history was Gupta Maurya, who founded the Mauryan dynasty. His grandson, Ashoka, is especially famous for his transformation from a ruthless conqueror to a peaceful ruler. After his bloody war in Kalinga, Ashoka had a profound change of heart and embraced Buddhism. He even carved his teachings on stone pillars, which are still found across India today. Wouldn't it be incredible if every ruler's life was documented in such a lasting way? Ashoka's reign was a time of peace and prosperity, but after his death, the empire fell into decline. Why do you think such a powerful empire fell apart after the death of such a great leader? It's fascinating how the rise and fall of empires can often hinge on a single leader's vision. What would have happened if Ashoka's legacy had been more widely preserved? The Gupta Empire, the golden age of India. Let's now jump to the Gupta Empire, which ruled from around 320 to 550 CE. This was a period often referred to as the Golden Age of India, a time when art, science, mathematics, and literature flourished. Did you know that during this period, Indian mathematicians developed the number zero? This small digit revolutionized mathematics and changed the world forever. Imagine a world without the concept of zero. Pretty hard to picture, right? In addition to mathematical discoveries, the Gupta Empire was a time of great achievements in astronomy, medicine, and literature. The famous Nalanda University attracted students from all over the world, becoming a center of learning. But what made the Gupta period truly unique was the cultural explosion, epic stories, art, and architecture that are still admired today. Can you think of a period in history where so many breakthroughs happened all at once? The Chola dynasty in southern India. While northern India was facing invasions and changes, the southern part of the country was thriving under the Chola dynasty. The Cholas, ruling from the 9th to the 13th century, were incredible builders, creating some of the most breathtaking temples in India, like the Brihadeeswara temple. These temples were not just religious sites. They were architectural marvels, reflecting the sophisticated artistry of the time. Do you think it's possible to build structures like this today, with the same level of craftsmanship? The Chola Empire wasn't just about architecture, it was also a time of flourishing trade and naval dominance. The Cholas extended their influence far beyond India, establishing maritime routes and trading with Southeast Asia. Isn't it fascinating how the Cholas managed to connect India with the world centuries before globalization became a buzzword? The Delhi Sultanate and Mughal Empire. In the 12th century, the Delhi Sultanate brought Islam to India, creating a fusion of Indian and Muslim cultures that shaped the subcontinent for centuries. The Mughals, who came later, left an indelible mark on Indian culture. The most famous Mughal emperor, Shah Jahan, built the Taj Mahal as a symbol of his love for his wife Mumtaz Mahal. Have you ever wondered what it would be like to spend years building a monument that would one day become one of the 7 wonders of the world? Under the Mughals, India also saw advancements in architecture, with a blending of Persian and Indian styles. The Taj Mahal and other Mughal structures, like the Red Fort in Delhi, showcased this stunning fusion of cultures. But as the Mughal Empire started to weaken in the 18th century, other powers began to rise. Can you imagine the challenges the Mughals faced in holding an empire together across such vast lands? The British Empire, a new chapter. By the 17th century, European powers, especially the British East India Company, had started to take control of parts of India. How did India go from being a thriving civilization to being ruled by foreigners? The British East India Company eventually took full control, and India became part of the British Empire. For almost 200 years, India was under British rule. During this time, Indian leaders like Mahatma Gandhi led massive movements against colonial rule, advocating for independence through nonviolence. What would it have been like to fight for freedom without violence? India finally gained independence in 1947, but not without great cost. The partition of India and Pakistan led to one of the largest migrations in history, with millions of people moving between the two new countries. The struggles of the past still affect relations between India and Pakistan today. Modern India, a rising power. Now let's fast forward to 2025, a time when India is a global powerhouse. As of 2024, Draupadi Murmu is the President of India, a groundbreaking moment as she is the first tribal woman to hold the position. Her presidency symbolizes India's commitment to inclusivity and diversity as it continues to evolve and adapt in the modern world. Isn't it inspiring to see how far India has come since its independence? In terms of technology, India is soaring high. The Indian Space Research Organization, ISRO, made history in 2024 when it successfully landed a rover on the moon's south pole, a first for any country. Isn't that an incredible achievement? And India's digital transformation is speeding ahead, with initiatives to bring technology to rural areas, empowering millions with access to the internet and mobile services. In 2025, India's economy was one of the fastest growing in the world. It's leading in areas like artificial intelligence, healthcare innovations, and green energy, positioning itself as a global leader in the 21st century. But challenges remain, from inequality to environmental issues. Still, India is pushing forward with bold steps to create a sustainable future. What do you think the future holds for a country with so much potential and such a rich history? Can India continue to lead the world? The challenges and the future. Despite all its advancements, India faces many challenges. From poverty and inequality to environmental concerns, India's path forward is not without obstacles. However, India's commitment to innovation, sustainability, and education is paving the way for a brighter future. How do you think India will handle these challenges in the coming decades? With its youthful population and increasing role on the global stage, India is poised to take on these issues headfirst. India's story is far from over. From the ancient Indus Valley to the rise of modern-day technological advancements, India has always been a land of transformation. As it continues to grow and innovate, one thing is certain: India's influence on the world will only increase. What part of India's history do you find the most fascinating? And how do you think this great nation will continue to shape the future? If you enjoyed this India's history, make sure to like, share, and subscribe for more. Your thoughts and questions are always welcome in the comments. Let's keep the conversation going. Thanks for watching.